everybody, I'm back and I'm going to be doing the hair part that I told you about, and hopefully I can do the shirt as well. Oops, and I just realized I missed a part of her skin here, so let me do that real quickly. Now because it's a dark shadowy part, I probably will just keep a couple of colors in there. And it is not unheard of that I will do some coloring and then go back and decide I want to color something more in after it dries a little bit to give it just a little bit more depth. All right. So this is a color combination. Again, you can try anything. I'm trying to go more for a reddish tone. So I'm going to use my E19, my E15, and my YR14, I'm sorry. People can do it either way. Some people like to do light to dark. I tend to do dark to light. I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's just, I think one of the benefits if you do a light to dark is that, of course, it's a lot easier to get out and blend, I think, lighter color. Again, I'm just trying to envision where are the deeper circles based on her hair. So any point that there is these loops, I'm going to have more shade there, and these curves, these indents, where another hair, and I tend to always do it right along the hairline as well, is where I usually think it's going to be darkest. Not the best at all that flickering that you guys see out there. I am myself still trying to master that, so hopefully someday I will. Take my E15, and I actually want to go over the last color I was using. One, it makes more depth in your original color, which is great because you really wanted to help with the shadowing as much as you can. It also just smooths everything out. Now I think I am near the end of this poor E15. I will have to refill it shortly. I purposely do not make them meet too much when I do two sides, because that is what I'm going to use my final bridging color for. Try to add even more depth to this. Sometimes I notice when I color, if I forgot to really blend it, I'll go back in and do some more blending, here. And my hair is pretty much done. Pick that a little bit closer so you can see. Now I'm going to show you something that I did here. There's a slight little error right here where my color got outside. So that's the point where you can use your your color blender, and you can blend that out. I just have to go grab it, so I'm actually going to show you that later because I don't have it down here with my pens that I normally have. So I'll move on to that, but I'll show you how you can kind of erase that error that you have. So for the outfit, let's see. I'm going to do some blues here because she just says blue to me. Some people decide to do their colors based on a project that they're working on. I do not. Again, I tend to do dark to light. And I'm going to show you something that I've learned over the years that I think is just adorable and super, super quick and easy. And how to make a checkered pattern. I believe the first time I saw this was by a color artist by the name of Rosemary Bridges. It's the first time I've seen it, so I'll give her credit for that. I'm not really sure where she may have learned that technique. Or it's just something she came up along the way. So basically, you're going to take your lines, you're going to try as best as you can to make lines all across your project. Of course, when you do this, just be careful. You want to try to keep your fingers as close to the tip, and that's going to help you make finer lines. Then I'm going to come across with another color. I think I'll make this like a cherry green. And then you just kind of go across. And this looks so complicated. And guess what? It is not. Then I take a super, super light color. And just so you know which ones that I use for this one, I use B05 and YG07 on this. I'm going to take a super light one like B01. You could just leave it like this, completely like this if you want. And that's enough of a cool color aspect. Me, I actually want to bring it together just a little bit. So very lightly without trying to blend. I'm not going to keep on going over. I'm just going to fill in the white areas that I have, because I actually do not want to blend this too much. If you spend too much time, you're going to start doing that pulling effect like I showed you before. And that's maybe not something that you actually want. So that's how I did that. Now, since I have that, I'm going to now use and make this a nice green scarf around her neck. Again, going with the darker colors, keeping it in areas that cast a shadow. So where it's going to cast a shadow, anything that would hit underneath, like this, probably this one over here, and this. So I used YG07. I'm going to go now to my YG06. You can actually get out of your color family. Sometimes that is helpful to really brighten it up. I like to first kind of stay consistent, and then I'll pop up a real bright color. Now to really make it pop, I'm going to use one of the fluorescent colors, and that's FYG2. This is actually darker than I want it. So I will now pull FYG1. And that's gonna make this whole thing on the yellowish side. Make it more neon-y. I don't know if that's a real word, but that's gonna be my word. So you can see that. For the lips, I generally am not someone who does much with the lips. On someone, I will do maybe a lipstick color on one like this. And then let me go on to her pants. Since I want to stay in this bright and cheery mode, I'm going to give her... give her yellow pants. So I'm using Y18, Y15, and I'm going to use my Y11 as well. So we're going to go in. Again, this is going to be a darker area. So is this. Anything under here would be darker. This would be darker. Sometimes the artist will already give you some ideas with lines as to where they think some depth or wrinkles would go. Come in with my Y15. Which I just refilled, so let's hope it doesn't go crazy on me. Again, pull out the base color so that it blends nicely and adds more depth to that other color that you had there. And now my Y11. So as you can see, that gives you an idea of kind of how I did that. So now it's all coming together. I am going to give her light blue shoes because I want to bring out more blue. So I'll go back to my B02 that I initially was going to use on the shirt and then decided to do the stripe technique. And then I'm taking my B001 just to pull it together. Go back over and pull it together. Now, just to give a little bit of depth to these little heart balloons, I am just going to go over the image really lightly with BG70. Sorry if it's upside down that I used. It's Ocean Mist. Just to give it some hints of gray, because I'm sure, as you know, that's not really a great color that we'd have. Taking out my YG61 just to add some depth here. Now for the balloon, for bubbles, you'll see it has multitude of colors, so I'll go over it with the YG. You know, as it goes to light, you see some blues, you see some greens. That's the effect I'm trying to get here with these. Let me see if I have a super light green already down here with me. When you have a big collection, sometimes I don't have all my pens with me at one time. Again, very lightly going into those areas to kind of give that color combo you see in bubbles. And now my image is all done. One thing, sometimes when I see things, especially in a camera like this, I figured, I want to blend something a little bit better. And you can go ahead and do that. But showed you how to make your own checkered top, how I would do my pants, and trying to give a little bit of depth to my bubbles over here. Put a little bit more yellow in there as they go. So, so now that this one is all finished, I will get this ready and place this on a card, and you guys can see that finished product. You can check it out on my blog and see what that looks like. All right, thank you so much for coloring along with me, and hope to see some of your guys' creation. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe below. Thank you so much. Take care.